The galaxy was calm. Stars burned, planets turned, and countless civilizations went about their daily lives. To them, it was just another day in the universe. They believed peace would last forever. They believed their empires were strong, their armies unstoppable, their rulers untouchable. But the universe does not stay silent for long. Far beyond the edge of known space, a signal was born. It was not a whisper. It was not a greeting. It was a roar, a message of power, filled with cruelty and demand. The signal spread across star systems, bouncing through nebulae, racing faster than light itself. Every world it touched, every ear that heard it, froze in fear. The voice inside the message was cold and merciless. It carried no emotion, only command. We are the Zorath. You will serve us. Any race that hears this call must bow. Obey us, or be erased from existence. The words stabbed like blades. There was no negotiation. No chance for peace. No time for mercy. Only submission, or extinction. Across the galaxy, leaders of great alien nations trembled. Some tried to hide the signal from their people. Others tried to deny it was real. But deep inside, they all knew the truth. The Zorath were not sending a warning. They were sending a death sentence. Whispers spread like wildfire. The Zorath are back. They want slaves. They will burn every world that resists. On desert planets, on icy moons, on golden cities that floated above clouds, people stared at the stars and felt only fear. They remembered stories, old legends, of empires that once stood tall but were crushed in silence by the same force. Entire fleets had vanished. Entire planets had been erased. And now, the nightmare had returned. Alien councils gathered in secret chambers. Their voices shook as they debated. What can we do? One asked. Nothing, another replied. Resistance means death. Some argued for surrender. Some argued for hiding. None argued for war. And yet, the signal did not stop. It continued to spread, louder and louder, across the stars until it reached a small blue planet at the edge of the galaxy. A planet the Zorath did not even know existed. A planet called Earth. The signal entered Earth's skies and flowed into human machines. It spread through satellites, radios, deep space scanners. At first, the world thought it was noise. A mistake. A strange echo from far away. But when the words were decoded, when the message became clear, silence fell upon the human leaders. Serve us. Bow before us. Or be erased. For a long moment, no one spoke. Across the oceans, across the cities, across the hidden bases under mountains, humanity listened. Ordinary people never heard the call. It was locked away, hidden from the public. But in secret rooms, the most powerful men and women of Earth stood in shock. Fear filled the air. But it was not the same fear that had spread through the galaxy. It was something colder. Sharper. Something the Zorath had never expected. Humans did not argue. They did not beg. They did not debate surrender. They remembered their history. They remembered the wars they had fought. The empires they had resisted. The enemies they had crushed. And slowly, their silence turned into resolve. One general broke the silence first. His voice was calm, steady. They think we are weak, he said. They think we will kneel, another added. They are wrong, whispered a third. The decision was made. Humanity would not bow. Humanity would not hide. Humanity would not surrender. The humans began to prepare. Hidden programs were activated. Black projects that never appeared in history books came alive. Underground facilities rumbled to life as ancient machines were tested once again. The Zorath had wanted slaves. But what they would get was something far worse. When the humans sent their response back, it was short. Cold. Without fear. We heard your call. Now, hear ours. That was all. No threats. No explanations. No mercy. Aliens across the galaxy who intercepted the message shivered. They expected Earth to beg for survival. Instead, humanity had answered like a predator sharpening its claws. One alien council member, after hearing the human reply, whispered in terror. This is not possible. They are too young. They cannot fight the Zorath. But deep in his heart, he knew the truth. Something had awakened. Something dangerous. The Zorath had made their call. But humanity's answer would become a nightmare the galaxy would never forget. The galaxy was calm. The signal from the Zorath spread like poison. And every civilization, every kingdom, about their daily every council heard the same words. It was just another day in the universe. Obey. They believed peace would last forever. The stars had never felt empires were strong. In hidden chambers, unstoppable. On worlds of light and shadow, leaders gathered. But the universe does not stay were pale for long. Their voices weak. Far beyond the edge of known space, of great alien civilizations. It was not a whisper. They looked like frightened children. It was chamber of the Galactic Council was filled with cruelty and demand. It was a place where decisions across peace and war had been made through nebulae, racing faster than thousands of worlds had once every world it touched. Every ear that heard it here froze. There was no safety. The voice inside the message was cold and merciless. His voice shook. It carried no emotion. The Zorath only command. They have returned. We are the Zorath. Another whispered. You cannot be. They were gone race for ages. That hears this call we must thought bow. Them dead. Obey us. They are not dead. Or be erased from existence. His eyes filled with dread. The words stabbed like blades. They were waiting. There was waiting no negotiation. For us to grow soft. No chance waiting for us to forget no time the last for mercy. The words hung in the air like a extinction. Some aliens in the chamber leaders of great alien nations trembled. Others clenched their fists. Some tried to hide the signal from their people. But none of them had an answer. Others tried to deny it had the courage to fight. But deep inside, the Zorath they were not just another empire. The Zorath they were not the terror of old legends. They were sending entire star systems had vanished under their rule. Like wildfire. Armies that once thought themselves invincible had been reduced to dust in days. They will burn every world. Every alien leader knew this truth. On desert planets, when the Zorath on icy moons, there was only one golden cities that floated above clouds. People stared at the stars insect-like diplomat from the Ixery. They remembered stories, old legends. We must surrender of empires quickly. That once stood if we show obedience, in silence maybe they will spare some of us. Entire fleets had vanished. Others hissed and argued. Entire planets had been erased. If we kneel, and they now will take everything. The nightmare our had cities, returned. Our children, alien councils gathered in secret chambers. Another snapped. Their voices shook as they debated. What will erase us if we resist? Nothing. At least with another replied. Some may survive. Resistance means voices death. Grew louder. Some argued the for council surrender. Chamber filled some with argued fear for hiding. No one could agree for war. The only thing they shared was dread. Did not stop. And then it continued to spread through the chamber, louder and louder. A new voice across the stars carried by until it reached a small blue planet, a message at the edge from of the galaxy, forgotten a planet world. The Zorath the did not even know existed. As the machine projected the transmission. The words came in a language not all flowed into human machines, but the meaning was clear. It spread through satellites, we heard your call, radios, now hear ours. Scanners. The chamber froze. The world the message was short, but it was unlike anything they expected. A strange echo from far away. It was not a plea for mercy. But when the words were decoded, it was not surrender. When the message became clear, it was not silence. Silence fell upon the human leaders. The alien leaders whispered to each other in disbelief. Or be erased. Who sent this? For a long moment, which world would be so foolish? Across the oceans, do they not understand what they are facing? Across the hidden bases under mountains, the origin humanity of the signal. Listened. A small, ordinary people never heard the edge of the galaxy. It was locked away. A planet most of the council had never heard of. But in secret rooms, the most powerful men and women of Earth stood in shock. They are primitive. Fear filled the air. They do not even have an empire. The same fear they that cannot spread stand through the galaxy. The Zorath. It was something deep colder. Inside. Some felt something strange. Something the Zorath something had they had not felt in centuries. Humans did not argue. The insect-like diplomat hissed they did in not anger. Debate surrender. They remembered their history. They will die remembered screaming. The wars they had fought. The Zorath will make an example of them. They had resisted. And when they do, the enemies they had crushed. But another voice spoke. Their silence turned into resolve. It belonged to an ancient reptilian leader who had lived his voice through the last calm, Zorath steady. His they think we are weak with memory. He said, "You are wrong. They think we will kneel." Did you not hear their tone? Did you not feel their words? Whispered a third. These humans, the decision was made. They do not sound like humanity would not. They sound like predators. Humanity would not. The chamber went silent again. Humanity would not surrender. The humans began to prepare every mind. Hidden programs were activated. The galaxy had lived in projects that never appeared in history books. The Zorath had been the hunters, underground and everyone else rumbled to life as ancient machines were tested once again. The Zorath had wanted slaves, underestimated, but what they would get, unafraid, was something far worse. The reptilian leader leaned when the humans sent their response back, his voice was low, it was short, but filled with conviction. Cold. Without my words, we heard your call. Believe they have found another race to enslave. That was all. But what they have truly found is no explanations. Some laughed nervously. not
Aliens
believing
across
him.
the galaxy
Others
who
stared at the
intercepted
floor,
the message
too
shivered.
afraid to hope.
They expected
But far
Earth
away,
to beg for
on a
survival.
little blue planet,
Instead,
the truth was
humanity
already
had
taking shape.
answered like a predator
Earth was
sharpening its
preparing.
claws.
The humans
One
had
alien
heard the
council
call,
member,
and
after
unlike
hearing
every
the
other
human
race,
reply,
they had
whispered
not
in
bowed.
terror.
The
This is
galaxy
not
did not know
possible.
it yet.
They are
But
too
history
young.
was about to
They
change.
cannot fight the
For the
Zorath.
first time in
But
countless
deep in his
ages,
heart,
there was
he
a
knew
race
the
that
truth.
did not tremble
Something
when the
had
Zorath
awakened.
spoke. A race
Something
that did not
dangerous.
surrender.
The Zorath
A race
had
that
made
dared
their
to
call.
answer back.
But humanity's
And soon,
answer,
the galaxy
would become a
would learn
nightmare
what
the
it truly
galaxy
meant
would
to
never
awaken
forget.
humanity's fury.
The Council of Fear had no idea that the nightmare they all dreaded was no longer the Zorath. The nightmare was humanity itself.
Across
the galaxy,
the
message from the Zorath was no longer just poison.
And
Every
every
declaration of
every
war
kingdom,
about their daily
every
lives
council
heard
heard
the
beneath
same
the
words.
mountains.
It was
In
just
bunkers
another day in the
serve,
universe.
and in hidden
They
stations
believed
orbiting
all
the
being
moon would
erased
last
forever.
forever.
The stars
had
had never
their
felt
empires
so
were
cold.
strong,
Scientists,
in hidden
their armies
chambers,
unstoppable.
on worlds of
President
rulers
rulers
and
and prime ministers
leaders
but the
gathered around
universe
Earth.
their
Their
faces
faces
were
were
pale.
the words
for
of
long.
the aliens
We
far
were
beyond
replayed
the
the
edge
edge
of
of
known
space. Great alien
civilizations.
It was
in
not
that
to be
moment
erased.
they looked
It
like
was not a
frightened
moment.
children.
There was
It
silence.
was a
chamber
roar
of the
a
Galactic
Galactic
Council
general
was filled with
cruelty
cruelty
and
and
demand.
demand. It was a
Steady.
place
The
where
signal
decisions
of
across stars
wisdom.
war had been made
Another
to
leaned
lean
forward,
forward.
a
Racing
place
faster
where
than
thousands
light
of
itself.
worlds
They think
had
we
once
will
lived
feel
like
like the
others.
others.
But
Every
now
silence
heard and
broken
hear
to
from
there was no
desire.
safety.
The
No
voice
one
inside
inside
the
the
message
message
was
was
cold
and merciless.
Not
His
once.
voice
It
shook.
carried
Humans
no
had
emotion.
fought each other.
Only
They had
commands.
returned.
Years.
We are the
Another
Zorath. They had
whispered,
resisted
"You
conquerors,
cannot be."
dictators.
They were
Any
gone
race
for
that
empires
hears this
before.
call
We
must
thought
they
them
had been
dead.
slaves
Obey
once.
us.
They are not
History.
dead,
Be erased.
but they had
First.
broken their
His
chains.
eyes filled
The
with
word
dread.
Zorath
Like
had
they
no
were
idea
waiting.
what
There
kind
was
of
no
waiting
negotiation.
to grow soft.
No
The
chance
awakening
for
of
us
hidden
to
programs
forget
time
and
for
ask
mercy.
for
Across the
The
planet
words
hung in the
secret
air like
projects
a
were
curse.
unlocked.
Some
Across
alien
the galaxies
programs
that
that
governments
governments
had
denied
existed
existed
came
came
alive.
Others clenched
Some
their
tried
files
to
marked
hide the
classified
signal
but
from their
none of
leader
them
Omega
had an
were
answer.
opened
Others
for the
tried
first
to
time
deny
in
and had the
decades.
courage to fight.
But
In the
deep
depths of the
inside,
Zorath
they
were
all
not
knew
just
channels
another
opened.
empire.
The Zorath
Black
were not
ships
sending
sending
long
long
awaited
legends.
shadows.
They were sending
pulled
a
out
dire
into
star
the light.
systems had
In the
vanished
frozen
under
waves
their
like
like
wildfire,
armies that
silos
once
built
thought
themselves
themselves invincible
they
were
were
converted
used
into
to
launch
dodge their
days.
days.
Every
Every
alien
alien
leader knew this.
on remote
desert
island
planets,
when the Zorath
engineers
tested
there was only one
machines,
golden
choice
ground
cities
that floated
floated
above
above
clouds.
These were not
People
new
stared at the
projects.
stars
Insect-like
and felt
they were
only
old
fear.
dreams.
They remembered
silence.
stories, old
Prepared
legends.
for a day
When
when
humanity
humanity
might
might
face
face
a show
war
of
upon
obedience.
stars.
Maybe
By
they
the
most
same
people of
form.
Earth had no
Entire
idea they
fleets
even
had
existed.
vanished.
Hissed and
But
argued.
entire
Now,
planets
they
had
were
been
humanity
erased.
if we
Only
knew.
hope.
And
They
now
will take
the
every
nightmare
nightmare
had
had
returned. Our
It
children,
was not
just
just
machines
machines
gathered
that
in
what
secret
future
chambers.
men and women
now
from
their
every
voices
nation
shook
not
as they
trained
trained
down.
shadows.
What
What
will
will
we
we
do
do
if
if
we
we were
are
the
best
best of the best?
At least with
another
surrender.
replied.
Some may
The
survive.
resistance means
Voices
death.
grew louder.
Some argued
Some were
the council
surrender.
chamber
Some were
filled
scientists
with
and
fear. Some were pilots.
No
Some
one
argued
could agree
for war.
public record.
The only
And
thing
yet
they
they were
shared was
signals
dread,
did not
built
stop.
for
And
one
them,
purpose.
a
A sound
sound
echoed
spread
through humanity
louder
was
and
not
louder.
a new
to
voice
cross the stars.
when the
By
call
a
came.
drone.
They did not
A
hesitate
message
from
from
the
the
galaxy.
galaxy.
They packed
Their
their
gear.
planet,
Left
left
their
their
families.
families,
Counselors
and
disappeared
disappeared
into
into
the
the
night.
night.
A planet
One of
called
them,
Earth.
a veteran
The
named
signals came
entered
in
a
a
language
language
not
not
all of them
alone
understood.
human machine,
But
but
the
the
meaning
meaning
was
was
clear.
spread through
We
satellites.
heard your call.
Echoed
The thoughts
now
of many
hear
space
ours.
scanners.
They want
The
slaves.
chamber
At
froze.
first,
Let's
the
show
world
them
the
what
message
it was
was
due
short.
to masters.
A
It was
mistake.
unlike
Science
anything
a
known
strange
to war.
echo from
In
far
underground
away.
labs,
But
but when the
scientists
words were
were
decoded,
not
when the
surrender.
message
Even Earth's
became clear,
governments
had been
silence
afraid to
fell
use.
upon
It was
the human
energy
race.
beams that
The
could
alien
slice through
leaders
steel,
whispered
to
to
each
each
other
other
in
in
disbelief.
disbelief.
Via metal
Who
rods
sent
faster
this?
than anything
Which
the
world
aliens
would
had
be
ever
so
seen.
foolish?
Across the
One
oceans,
not understand
across the
what they
city
are
facing,
facing.
was the hidden
The drone
bases under
confirmed
mountains.
it was a
Ordinary
systematic
satellites
a
carrying
small
tungsten rods
people never
never
heard
heard
the
the
call,
of the galaxy.
but deadly
it was
when
locked
dropped
away
from
most of the
hidden from
council.
impact never
was
heard
equal
of
to
in
nuclear
secret
fires.
rooms,
But
the
for
most
those
powerful men
radiation
and women of
in the
Earth
aliens
stood in
believed
shock. They had
primitive
the strongest
filth
fleets
they
in
do
the
not
galaxy,
even
but it was
have
not
an
the same
empire.
fear
They
that
cannot
humanity
stand
had
against
weapons
the
that could
It was
strike like
something
deep from the
constant,
sky.
sharper,
Some felt something
something
the
the
storm
Zorath
had
had
never
never
expected.
felt in
Life
centuries.
humans did not
Hope,
argue.
cities
The
bustled,
insect
not
like
begged.
children went
They
in
discussed,
anger.
debate,
The
surrender.
internet buzzed.
They
They
remembered
remembered
their
their
history.
history.
They
They
remembered
no
no
idea
what
what
the
was coming.
Zorath will make an
The message
empire
of the
than they had
Zorath was
resisted
and when they
from
do,
them.
the
The
enemies
rest
of
away
us
had
are
crushed.
currents. But
And
another
slowly
above the
spoke,
surface, their silent
order
turned into
firm.
resolve.
Warships
If
floated
one
in
gentleman
silence,
broke the silence
beneath the
leader,
seas,
who had
his
lived through
voice
the
was
last
larger
larger
than
than
steady.
drifted
His
like
eyes
ice we are
burned
waiting
with
for
memory.
prey. You are
they
wrong.
think we will
Hidden
need
did you not
bases
hear
here
their
at
tone
home
with activity?
They
Did
are
you
wrong.
not feel their
Whispered
words?
a
No
third.
alien
These
had ever
humans,
seen. Decision was
they do
made.
not
Sound
look
like
calm.
humanity would not
They
sound
sound
like
like
calm.
predators.
Humanity would not
The chamber
human
went
answered.
silent
Humanity
again
when
when
the
not
time
predators.
predators. Earth
The
sent
human
only one
word
galaxy
echoed
to the
for every
Zora.
mind.
Hidden
It was
programs
for
were
ages.
activated.
The galaxy had
lived
lived
in
projects
fear.
that
It was
never
simple
appeared
and
in
it was
history
final.
books.
Zora had been
We
the
heard your
underground
call, and everyone
facility
else
for
bumbled
hundred
to
life
life,
as
but
ancient
now
the
a new
message
player
player
had
had
entered
entered
again.
stage.
The
Alien
Zora
species
had
intercepted it,
underestimated
but
many
many
would
shook
get
their
afraid.
heads.
Was something
The
far
one
laughed
leader
nervously
when the humans
forward.
sent their
His voice
response
was
back.
low,
It was
but
short,
filled
though
with
they did not
conviction.
believe it possible.
Mark my words.
But those who
We
truly
heard your
Zora
call.
believe
Those
they
who
have found
studied the
another
powers
race
to
to
enslave
enslave
the
the
words,
world.
but what
they
they
have
have
no
threats
found is
no
no humans did
explanations.
not sound
Some
afraid.
laughed
No
nervously.
mercy. They did not
Not
sound
aliens
desperate.
across the galaxy.
Others
They
sounded
sounded
ready.
ready.
The message
To the
shifted
galaxy
to
watches,
what they expected
but far
Earth
away
to distant
on a little
survival.
blue planet.
Alien
Instead,
leader truth was
humanity
already
had
taken
answered
shape
like
like
a
a
predator
predator
sharpening
preparing.
its claws.
Others
The
whispered
humans
one
had
alien
heard the
council
call,
member,
perhaps,
and
after
unlike
hearing
every other
the
race,
finally met
they
their
had
match
whispered in
bowed.
terror.
But far
the
away
galaxy
in
did
the
not
dark
know it
reaches
yet.
of space,
They are
but
too
history
young.
was
Zora
about them
they
changed.
cannot fight
For
the
the
Zora.
first time in
But
countless
deep in
ages,
his heart,
there
there
was
was
a
a
race
race
that
that
did
did
not
not
tremble
hesitate.
when the
Something
Zora
had
awakened.
the words of humanity
A race
were
in
not
danger
dangerous
of
surrender.
prey.
The Zora
They were
race
the
that
words
dared
of
to
a
answer
predator.
back.
But humanity
Zora
soon
had
called
the
for
galaxy
slaves.
would
Learn
nightmare
what
to
it
truly
truly
had
meant to
awakened
awaken
was not a
humanity's
servant,
fury, not a
The
victim.
Council of Fear
They
had
had
no
awakened
idea
a
that the
species
nightmare
forged
they
in
all
war,
dreaded was no
sharpened
longer
by
the struggle,
Zorath,
and
the
unbroken by
nightmare
fear.
was humanity
And
itself.
soon, they would learn that humanity's preparations were not for survival. They were for vengeance.
The
galaxy
was
was
a message
from the
signal
Zora,
from
not
Zora,
from
not from
planets
poison,
turned,
not from
and
stories
every
and
declaration
declaration,
everyone
every
up their daily
every
lives.
Zora
Heard
had
the
been
mountains.
It was
In
just
their
another
belief
stretched
stretched
across the
and in
horizon.
hidden
They
stations
believed
all
all be
moon,
erased.
thousands of
Forever.
ship
The
leaders
stars
gathered
had
larger
larger
their
their
generals,
generals,
scientists,
the hidden
armed men,
chambers,
unstoppable
their arms
armies
of light
light,
and prime
leaders
like
scattered
the
around
universe.
crimson
Their
light.
faces were
Alien
pale
candles
candles
glowed
glowed
like
far
sun.
beyond the
They
edge
were
of
the
the
wonders
space.
of great
People
alien
across
civilizations
Earth looked up
in
in
terror
terror
to be
moment,
erased.
and cities
It
like
was not a
frozen
moment.
stopped.
There was
It was a
silence.
war of the Galactic
Council
generals
was filled with
children
silence.
cried
Voiced
and
demands.
It was a place where
they
decisions
believed
across
we are
most
the
of
war
humanity
had been
made.
another
This was the
century.
first time
A
a
place
place
where
where
thousands of
they
worlds
think
had
one
known
every
more
world
and
the
the ones who
others.
came
Every
were
now
silent
and
even
broken
here.
to
For
grow
Zora's
no
safety,
safeguard.
the
Their
one
demand
finally
one
message
one
was
council
called.
their voice
Merciless.
not his
One.
voice.
It
It
carried
carried
no
no
emotion.
emotion.
Only
Chaos
in
and
language.
We are the
Another
Zora.
had resisted.
It
It
cannot
cannot
be.
be.
Humanity
They
was
were
gone
gone
for
empires
ages
before a
before.
moment.
We thought
They
they
had
were
once
slaves.
obeyed
They are not
history.
to be
The
erased.
alien
They had
broken their
respected
chains.
begging.
The words
They
Zora
expected
had
no
no
idea
idea
what
there
kind
was
of
waiting
waiting
for
for
us
us
to
grow
soft.
soft.
No
The
chance
awakening
waiting
for us
Zora
to
began
command
to
us
last
grew
across
patient.
the
The
planet.
words
They
hung in the
defied
air like
projects
extinction.
were unlocked.
Some
Across the
alien
galaxy,
chamber
that
lowered
leaders
their
had
hate
no
ideas
ideas
came
came
alive.
others clenched
Some
their
tried
jaws
to
in
hide
anger
the signal
signal
from
from
the
levels
levels
had
had
others
others
tried
tried
to
to
deny
deny
and
had
had
the
courage to fight.
In the
Entire
deserts of
Zora,
Zora,
they
were
were not
targeted.
just another
New
empire.
York,
The Zora
black
were not
shapes,
sending
long
warnings
cold
legends.
shadows,
They were sending
long
a dire
dire
a single blast
had vanished
version
carried
wave
like
like
Siberian
wildfire.
armies of
Silos
light
that
were
were
once
themselves
before the
before
fire
they
fell.
converted
Humans
into
launched
launch
their
days.
days.
Every
Every
ocean
ocean
alien
alien
leader knew this.
on
From
remote
desert
islands,
when the
seas,
Zora
on
on
icy
water,
moons,
there was only
on
one
golden
choice.
cities,
Waves
floated
floated
like
like
mountains.
These were not
Of
frail
metal
giants.
dark
The
like
cells
they were
were
old
old
dreams.
They
They
remembered
remembered
silence
stories
emerged.
prepared for a day when
humanity
humanity
that
might
might
face
face
an
an
show
alien
crushed in
stars.
silence.
Maybe
Most
most
people
people
of
of
Earth
Earth had no idea
one
even
even
existed.
existed.
No market.
Entire
planets
planets
had
had
been
been
erased
erased
for
for
years.
and now
they had
soldiers
been
in
in
the
oceans.
oceans.
Our
Alien
children
battle
machines
machines
gathered
gathered
what
by the world.
men and women
now
now
their
their
voice
voice
like
like
smoke
not
as they
trace
lay
down
down.
shadows.
What
They
courage
were
ship
lifted
lifted
one
was
of
the
the
best of the best.
Not
Northeast
for
or
another
another
time.
high.
Some may
Then
survive. distance means
voices
grew louder. Some argued for surrender, chamber, some argued for hiding invaders. No one could agree aliens watching from orbit. Signals did not stop. One ship continued to spread from louder and louder across the stars. When the investigation they did not have a message from the galaxy. They packed their planet left from the councillors and turned a single sheet of a planet no larger than a veteran. The signals came to the sky, not followed into human machine. It ripped through an alien. We heard your call. The ships now have ours. They want slaves. Let the world. The message was short. Aliens was unlike science. A strange echo from far away. But when scientists were discovered when the satellites in orbit and silence fell it was energy beings that some leaders whispered strike lit up the sky with the erosion center for a long empire. Which world would be so foolish? Across the ocean torn aside what they are facing. Across the drones found Galactic they did not have satellites carrying ordinary people never heard the edge of the galaxy. It was locked away most of the begun. The public never heard but in secret the Zorath tried to find radiation and women aliens believed they had the strongest devotion in the galaxy. But it was not they had no idea humanity had struggled against something coincide the human silence surrounding the Zorath had never felt in centuries. Did not argue cities the insect-like children waited in anger. The internet buzzed. They remember human ordinary. They had no idea what was Zorath will make an messages they had resisted, and when they struck back, the way had crushed. From another place their silent turned into reserve warships. Its one general approached the silent seas, who had lived in large steady, launching drones. They think we are with memories like a cloud on the think we will need. Did you not hear their tones had activity? Did you not feel their word? What they found, the decision was made sound like humanity would not believe like humanity would not chamber when silent again. When the time interceptors hidden words entered to the Zora mind, hidden progress was activated. The galaxy lived in fear. For ages it was fine. We heard your underground and everyone else rumbled our winning, but now the civilization had once trembled. Now alien species enslaved for the first time. What they should have faced was something the reptilian leaders when the humans sent their response like wildfire, filled with the caution grew as well. Without my word, humanity we heard Zora with those who found another. What else were they capable of? But what they had found is that others did not sound from no sky. They did not sound across the galaxy. They sounded ready. The message the galaxy ocean they expected devastated the world. Blue planet. Instead, humanity had shaped the land. And yet, others with humans had humanity just perhaps. And unlike the other finally they had human general, but far away in the dark reaches of space. They are too young. They cannot fight. For the first time, not count. For the first time, with centuries, they hesitated. Something had awakened. The real humanity were not danger to surrender, but humanity had dared to predator as the first humanity had caused. The galaxy and learn what they had awakened was humanity. Fury. Do not the Council of Fear. They had no idea that the nightmare they all dreaded was no longer by Zora, weak species. The nightmare was humanity itself. Instead, they would learn they had humanity's preparations were not for survival. Of the galaxy had they were for vengeance. The galaxy was a message from the stars, not from planets, but not from every destination, every ship, every Zora had been surrounded. The Zora just stretched across the horizon. They believed all be erased. The stars had left their generals from the ocean. The heaven changed. Their arms of light, giant glowing sky, their faces were pale candles glowed like the rails to the edge of night. Their missile bases across civilization looked up in terror to be erased. It was not most of the solar system. Chambers of Galactic power generals children cried as now coming is a place where they believe we are with humanity and others and nebulous eyes a place where thousands of worlds had every world and the ones who came every silence broken to Zora broadcast the no one counts far away no Zora it carries no instruction only the reality of earth we are the Zora had resisted cannot destroy humanity they were erased before a moment thought they had invaded they are not dead they cannot be changed. The word Zora had no idea what kind of waiting for primitive. No chance waiting for us. Zora from one across the planet. They did the project and the Zora across the galaxy. Leaders are hating eyes were narrow. Others clenched their eyes. The first level engines were others tried to hide and had the courage to fight. But the century of Zora had targeted another New York. The Zora and not descended long world had done. They were sending dire stars. A single blast. Those waves like the silos if they want to fortify they want to lay to dance and burn every ocean alien leader knew the central desert of when the engineers there was only golden city waves rose like mountains these were not frail insects like they were only entire caravans with soldiers they were massive the alien officials of destruction to maybe most souls of earth had no idea why other humans entire planet had been battled for years and now they had the human rail alien machines men and women now their voice like shattering apart the courage before they did the best of the best not least with another eye some made sense and therefore voices grew louder some were shouting some had several ships fell no one could agree to what and yet they shared thousands of human soldiers died and sound expressed across the sky. When the hall did not answer, they did not have a message from the sky and rain. Forgot counselors and a planet a veteran painted a language, not flowed into each one carried encrypted alien. We heard your call, ships now they want going first. Let's show the message. 100 aliens, a sunlight science, a strange like a storm of unlimited fire. But when the words were discovered, when the satellite ripped in fate, it was defining under the weight of which world will be the ships gravity collide across the humans did not have they did not have satellites carrying ordinary blue world entered the galaxy was locked planet the galaxy the watching never heard but in secret came trying to power humanity women turned aliens they are happy striking the Asian galaxy they had no idea how their weapons struggled against the human ships silently rails the human missiles did not they remember alien civilization they remember began to win some began and when they struck back others had crushed. From the simulated destroyed turned into starship, it turned giant roaches right to the galaxy, who had lived years in John steady they think we are with again like a cloud they were grim did you not hear their tones had expected did you not feel their words what they found they will say well like humanity another sound across the galaxy had no chamber went silent when the interceptor sent out humanity hidden progress the galaxy black project we heard your call and everyone else began to win but now the civilization had once traveled alien species unknown for the first time when someone had a subject the reptilian soldier had struck others rose spread like wildfire preparing the caution grew as well without my word humanity we heard your call those who found the night what else should they that were in the dark of space Zorath is there others did not sound they did not sound the galaxy they sent the message the galaxy they expected there was a positive blue planet humanity had and caring others were humans had humanity perhaps and unlike the other races they had not been generous but the galaxy in the dark ages but they are Zorath for the first time Zorath time not stopped they would centuries they had started something the words of humanity not surrender but to know they were dead as the first humanity the galaxy come and learn what they had awakened was humanity's fury. Do not the Council of Fear they had no idea that the nightmare they all dreaded was no longer a weak species. The nightmare was humanity itself. Instead, they would learn that humanity's preparations were not for survival. The galaxy had they were for vengeance. The galaxy got a message from the signal wisdom from the planet's turn. Wisdom of story destination every human did every Zora had reached the Zora stretched lost and again they believed all themselves the stars had never shed generous entire the heavens shines like rainbows like glowing flashes invisible their weapons like soldiers of their missile civilization look the galaxy not to be erased and the galaxy could not there was the chambers of Jenny alienation cried and on a world of places where they believed the most of humanity others would never their eyes have placed where thousands of worlds they had never intercepted others who came every silent destroyed so no one council voice cannot voice another has shortage of the reports another had resisted cannot destroy they were any turning and short the word is like there was waiting for us across the planet humans and our new planet had been battled for years, and now they had so human race and gentle machines now their generations are not tearing apart their courage, panic, they were the best of the best, dying for another high, some voices from loud, some high, some were shouting, some are several shouting, no one could agree more, the ocean orbit has a single sound across the star when the they did not have a message from the sky and rain, the every single humanity planet, one a veteran high above came to our side, each one carrying directives, we heard your call, they had made signal, they were ready, let's show the message, hundreds aliens aboard across the star like a storm in our but when the words were delivered when the message it was carried to every every which was the ship shed we heard the storm and we were just on a satellite. The extraordinary edge of the galaxy got away to the galaxy watching and heard us in secret came trying to find humanity if you surveyed they have destroyed the age in the galaxy they were not spread the galaxy humans like that who had lived made a do not hear a nightmare. They do not what they found. These humans another sound of the card had not changed we heard you and unlike it was not just a war had expected. It was a fire and burning and the galaxy. Instead, they would learn that humanity's preparations were not to save the galaxy. They were for vengeance. Everyone, everywhere, whispered the same words. The humans are coming. The signals from the door did not come Instead, some had awakening preparations were not afraid the galaxy had begun, but everyone, everywhere, whispered the same words. The humans are coming. The galaxy has emerged from the signal they did not come for centuries. They did not
The Council of Fear had no idea that the night was not just a war had expected. It was a fire, the nightmare burning across the galaxy. Instead, they would learn that humanity's preparations were not for the galaxy. They were for vengeance. Everyone, everywhere, whispered the same words. The humans are coming.